A former Spanish capital with endless historical significance, still very much showing off today. Actually, it's probably the opposite of showing off. It knows it doesn't need to. It stands proudly, yet somehow not boastful at all, calmly resting on its hill, hugged by the river, saying, "Here I am." It's lived a life, happy to share its wisdom to those who give it the time. Behind its grand bridges and strong walls, there is a softening to be found. From the calming flow of the river and the fishermen chatting on the riverbanks, to the cheeky bakers giving away their chocolate artworks to unsuspecting customers. Even just being able to stand back and look at Toledo from afar, where the bridges, walls, streets and river join as one, it's a beautiful artwork to be enjoyed. Its beauty breaks down its walls that no longer serve to defend, rather to wrap the gift that's inside. Time slows down at these lookouts, but then you remember, this is Toledo. You cross back over the bridge, enter through the ancient portal, and begin exploring all over again. At least that's the story I felt when there. I wonder what yours will be. Here you will find why we love Toledo, our favourite things to do and places to eat, and a few quick tips to know before you go. So come join us in Toledo. In a place with so much history and an abundance of man-made and natural beauty, of course there are so many incredible things to do here. Let's start with perhaps the most well-known site, the Cathedral of Toledo. If you've been travelling around Europe for a while and you feel like you've seen your fair share of cathedrals and churches, if you see just one more, let it be this one. Walking through the cathedral paired with an excellent audio guide, the story of the cathedral comes alive. I was in awe after our visit here and loved every second of it. The structure you see here today dates back to the 13th century, but prior to this, a mosque stood in its place. Although it's largely in Spanish Gothic style, this is why you will also see some aspects of Mudéjar style. The cathedral itself is magnificent, but you will also find artworks by Velázquez, Goya and El Greco inside. Toledo is just as beautiful, perhaps even more so from afar. We loved visiting different lookouts, our favourite being Mirador del Valle.
To get here, we waited for a bus, which we believe comes every hour, bus number 71, just from near the bridge.
Yeah, I think it depends on the day, weekend, weekday, but yeah, it's L71. We got it near San Martin Bridge.
Yeah, and it was quite quick on the bus, only, 5 minutes or something. Yeah. But then the walk from there to the Mirador and to another lookout just around here, it's a little bit sketchy.
There's not really a footpath or anything, but we have since seen the same bus come straight past the Mirador.
Yeah, I think that's on the return though.
I think it might be the reverse route.
Yeah, that's 71.
How can it be 71?
But yeah, but anyway, we walked, it's probably about 10 minutes from where we got dropped off on the bus, but it was really just the cars whizzing around the corners, which was the sketchy part, and there was no footpath. And that's not to mention the snakes.
A dead snake.
Well, we think.
You think?
But yeah, no, we made it here, and it's a really beautiful view.
Yeah, so we actually went up the top of the hill first, where there's like a big rock lookout, and you kind of trek through the rocks and like a dirt path to do that. Then we walk back down to the Mirador here, and on our way we're just going to walk back down to San Martin Bridge, and we believe there's really nice views all the way back down.
Yeah.
So yeah, highly recommend if you're here in Toledo to come to the Mirador. There's stunning views over Toledo. You can really sort of see the whole town, and it really puts it all together for you, and it's just really beautiful.
From these lookouts you'll notice how lovely the river is. You can actually do a beautiful walk that runs alongside the river called La Senda Ecológica de Toledo. We loved how peaceful this walk was, completely in nature, with hardly anyone else around besides a few fishermen.
So we're just here on the walkway that follows along the river in Toledo.
Yeah, and it's our first opportunity to go out and explore a little bit without rain. It's been raining the last couple of days, but we're super excited to be down here by the water and enjoying what we're seeing.
Yeah, it's really stunning. So we actually started our walk at the San Martin Bridge and just took the stairs down to sort of what's like a dirt track.
Yeah, and we've only just sort of begun. We're only probably 5 minutes in or so.
Yeah.
But we'll take you along and we'll show you what else you can see along this walk.
So I believe the official name of this walk is Paseo de Senda Ecologica, but I'll put it up on the screen here so you guys can check it out as well. But it's super easy. You just go to one of the bridges, walk down to the river and follow it along.
We started the walk from the San Martin's Bridge on the same side as the Old Town and followed it along until the Alcazar Bridge. We also popped across this bridge to see the views back, which was lovely. It's only fitting that you then enter Toledo by grand historical gates, just in case you weren't sure you were about to enter another world. The historical centre of Toledo is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's filled with a maze of narrow streets, harbouring years of stories. With its original medieval layout preserved, walking the streets is like stepping back in time. Toledo is known as a city of three cultures, as it was simultaneously home to Muslims, Jews and Christians. The streets are therefore also filled with a mixture of architectural styles, including Mudéjar, Gothic, Renaissance and Baroque architecture. We loved exploring the Jewish quarter. Another area lovely to explore is the area around the Alcazar and the main square, Plaza de Zocodovo. We had timed our visit with the last few days of Semana Santa. We had actually just come from Cádiz in southern Spain and experienced the beginning of Semana Santa there. You can watch our experience in Cádiz in the video linked above and below. To be expected, the two experiences were completely different, just like the two places were. On a practical level, we found it a lot more difficult to actually find the processions in Toledo. Another thing to note was there seemed to be more sites and restaurants closed during certain days of Semana Santa as well in Toledo. Some more interesting things we saw in Toledo included the Transito Synagogue, El Greco Museum, and the Monastery of San Juan de los Reyes. Another great thing to do is visit the Alcazar, which we only saw from the outside. For more detail about these, take a look at our blog post linked below. Toledo is known for its incredible food. Here are the places that we loved eating at, including a couple of traditional restaurants, a bakery, a churreria, and a great spot to try the local marzipan.
So we just had breakfast at Masa Madre Bakery and it was so delicious.
Yeah, we tried quite a lot of things and everything was really good.
We were sitting right near where you could see through to where they were cooking everything. It was like a little open bookshelf, and at the time we were sitting there was these chocolates coming out of this like conveyor belt, and I started recording it, and all of a sudden this chocolate appears in my face, and I thought he was just trying to say that he knows I was filming him, but he was actually giving us. He gave me a chocolate and Chris a chocolate, and he snuck them through the little bookshelf, and it was so cute. And it was really, really nice. Just gave them to us because we were obviously interested in the chocolates, and it was just delicious. So super happy with our experience there.
Yeah, everything we had was really good.
Yeah, and the ensaimada was really, really delicious. So highly recommend you come there for breakfast or lunch or a snack when you're here in Toledo.
Yeah, for sure.
Churreria Santo Tomé is a cute little churros and porros place with a few small tables and a standing bench. We really enjoyed our time here. Tule Tule Cafe and Restaurant is a delicious North African restaurant. I felt transported to another world sitting in this little restaurant nestled between two streets with its detailed design, its warm pot of fresh mint tea on a cold day, and its friendly staff and service. We loved coming to Restaurant El Peñón for breakfast. The food was great and the service was so friendly. We enjoyed the pan con tomate, café con leche, churros with chocolate, tortilla and orange juice. They are also open for lunch and dinner as well. Toledo is famous for their marzipan, and Confiteria Santo Tomé is a great place to try it when you're here. Here are some quick tips to know before you go to Toledo. Toledo is only a 30-minute high-speed train from Madrid. From the train station you can get a 5-minute taxi to the Old Town, or it's a 20 to 30-minute walk. Toledo Old Town is easy to get around by walking. You can even walk across the river and up to the viewpoints as well, or you can get a bus or taxi to these. If you're only able to fit in a day trip to Toledo, it's absolutely still worthwhile and you'll be able to see a lot. However, it's such an incredible place that we would recommend staying a few nights if you have the time. There's so much to explore and it's nice to just be in Toledo without rushing, with nowhere to go. We would recommend staying in the Old Town of Toledo. The Jewish Quarter is where we stayed and loved, and the area near the Alcazar and Zocadova Square is also great and central. There are also some lovely properties in Los Cigarrales, just south of the Tagus River, which are best if you're after a rural stay, nice views of Toledo, and don't mind getting transport into the historic centre or long walks. But for a first-time visit, we would recommend staying within the Old Town itself. Thanks so much for watching. We would love for you to give this video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. We also have a blog post linked below with all the details to help you plan your trip. Enjoy your time in Toledo. Next up, we'll be taking you to Valencia, Spain, where we spent 2 beautiful months sharing all the things we love to do, eat and explore. See you then.